Hashtag autogele with
Hi,
Strata Apparel's
my name is
fashion place.
Ali, CEO Strata Pures Fashion Place. Where we make beads, autogele, fascinator, and also sew unisex dresses. And also make caps for the males. Today, I would love to teach us how best you can make the base of your autogele. So this video will be useful for a beginner as well as um, a tailor or someone who also does autogele but still finds it very hard or difficult to make a perfect base for the autogele. So today I'll be explaining how to make that perfectly. So as we all know, new gele comes in this form, and most times if it's basically for tying, they bring us three away. A piece of this, a piece is called away in Yoruba. So here we have three away. Then you end up, placing them over one another and running down stitches down it to make the gele for tying. But for auto gele, we'll need to, in fact, if it is sewed, if you have the three pieces all together, you have to first bring in a blade to pieces it out into pieces. So what I mean by that is what I did with this. You can see it still has the threads that I that came with the gele when they brought in this. So this is an old gele. This one, in fact, auto gele is really a lifesaver for those that doesn't know how to make tie gele, because these days, you have gele all around you, but you don't know how to tie. So it's best you bring them in for auto gele. So you just have something simple to just tie a scarf, and voila, you are ready to go for the Owambe, for dedication, for church, for mosque, for whatever occasion you are ready or willing to go for. So again, this is a pieces gele. So like I said in my previous video, in case you've not watched, so let me just do a little recap. Once gele like this, especially if it is old, is brought in for auto gele, it's very necessary to check for the texture. The texture helps you decide on the um perfect style that won't disturb you who is making it, and also look nice on whoever is also um using it as autogele. So again, it has been pieces. So the first thing to do is, of course, to make the base, and the base sometimes might be dicey, especially if it is not done properly. So the base of a gele basically is where you have the split that stays one after the other. So for that, of course, I'm going to show you the practical. I'm going to show you the outcome of it. But first, before we can go to our machine to sew, we definitely need to take the right measurement and cut this out from this one gele, and then we take to the machine to do the magic. Okay, so I have my table here. I'm going to measure out. Again, if you are certain of who is tying it, then 21 inches is kind of very okay. But if the person has a bigger head, God, we are blessed. God designed us in different forms and different shapes, and we appreciate God for that. So for my size of head, use 21 inches. But for someone that has a round face and a slightly bigger face, sort of, you have to consider that and probably use 22 or 23 inches. I hope you got that. Okay, so I'm going to be taking my 21 inch from this. So I'm going to fold into three. This is the first part, second part, and then I fold again into the third part. Then guess what? Bring in our scissors to do the magic. So cut this like you're slicing it. So we are cutting 3 pieces from this. 3 pieces, 21 inches, 3 pieces, 21 inches, 3 pieces of 21 inches. Okay, so I have 1, 2, and of course 3. So now I'm going to run each stitches just the same way we do the away, the normal tying gele. So you place this at the tip of the other one and then you run a stitch down. You do the same for the third part, you run a stitch down. Okay, let's do that, then we'll come back to continue the class from here. So here we have our 3 away gele sewed all together. So the next step we are going to take now is to make pleats. So to make our pleats, we are going to start our pleat from one end of this gele. So you take, if you are a beginner, I would advise you use a tape rule to measure out just 1 inch, then you fold, you measure out 1 inch this way from the edge, then you fold in 1 inch, you fold in. So you fold in all through to the end. So if you're a beginner also, I will also advise you use your pin to hold down the 1 inch before going to your machine. So don't forget, this is the 1 inch we fold in. You fold in into the wrong side. This is the right side. You are folding into the wrong side. So use your pin to secure that 1 inch. Of course, if you are someone who is very familiar with sewing, then 1 inch, you don't with all you need to do is to eyeball your 1 inch and take it to your machine to sew. I hope you get that. So I'll make a video on how to make autogele for those that does not know how to sew. For those that does not know how to use the sewing machine, so stay tuned and watch out for that particular video also. So here all we are doing is making our first split. Before we're folding in 1 inch into our wrong side. So I'm just trying to use my pin to secure that 1 inch fold in. So this is what we have. I hope you get that. So excuse me. So here is our first pleat. You can see it from the right side. We are folding in to the wrong side. So this is the wrong side, this is the right side. So you continue our pleat. So you fold in again from one edge, you fold over. Can we see that? We are folding another pleat over the first one. This is the first one. So we are folding another pleat over the second one this way. So we'll follow through that second pleat also. We'll follow it through to the end, just like we've done for the first one. Can we see that? Can we see that? So this is the first pleat, this is the second pleat. This first, there should be a distance, there should be a distance between the first and the second. Likewise, there will also be spaces or same distance between the third and also the fourth, depending on how many pleats you are making. So I'm going to take this now to the machine to run through and come back to show you.